This is a variation on the Chinese arm swing exercise I learned in a Tai Chi class. Every morning, 500 million Chinese wake up and swing their arms, or so I was told. They believe that arm swinging circulates the blood and helps prevent cancer. The whole body is involved, and I have our camera record the fact that even my little toe is in action. Thank you, Nick. Now here, my eyes follow the movements of my thumb, which is forming at first 2 circles in the air, like the infinity sign, and then 4, forming a 4-leaf clover. This exercise grew out of one that was designed to help children learn to draw the letters, which tremendously helps children who are having trouble learning to read. And that's why direction is important. Now here I indicate the midline. All letters are drawn on one side of it or the other. Notice when I draw the letter D, B from your point of view, my thumb moves anti-clockwise from my point of view. And when I draw the letter B, that's D from your point of view, the thumb moves clockwise. D is on the left side of the midline, B on the right. Direction is important. And for kids, drawing the letters large helps correct confusion. Now here I am drawing the 4-leaf clover at a distance with my nose. You imagine a giant paintbrush on the end of your nose, and you have to move your nose in the opposite direction. Think about it, if your eyes are to move in the direction that's desired. I'm moving the focus of my eyes from distant to mid-distant to near. It's normal to blink when you change focus. And I blink between each change. Why do people blink when they're nervous? Well, they are unconsciously looking for the danger, which they cannot see. Now here I'm doing a modified cross crawl, moving my left hip as my right hand crosses the midline, and then my right hip as the left hand crosses the midline. This is an eye exercise. I move my eyes across the midline as I move, and the exercise integrates the eyes into body movement. Does it look familiar? Yes, it's twist. Except I think I'm not moving my hips enough. I never saw myself do this before, but it is the twist, like we did last summer. Remember? Well, maybe some 30 summers ago. My fingers move from rubbing 2 acupuncture points under the breastbone. There's a little bit of soft tissue there which you should find with the tips of your fingers. Rubbing them will wake up the brain. And now I move to give my ears, it's my turn to give my ears a little acupuncture wake-up call. This, also for the ears, called the owl. Squeeze the shoulder muscles as you look to the left and listen. Then drop your head and repeat, looking to the right. The body is one organism. For good hearing and vision, ears and eyes must be integrated with the rest of the system. I rub my hands to create energy, and then bring the energy to my eyes. This is a complex thing. The tips of your fingers rest on 2 points above the eyebrows, right in front of the left and right frontal lobes. This action alone will relieve stress. But I am also covering up my eyes and seeing black. Think black, Paul says, and hold for at least a minute and a half. And do this whenever you feel your eyes are tired. Basic push-ups learned in the school gym and rediscovered some 35 years ago in the Royal Canadian Air Force 5BX booklet, which some of you will remember. The Air Force teaches that if you have trouble doing push-ups at first, do them from the knees up until you build up your strength. I advise to go gently and slowly with any new exercises. Do as many as you feel comfortable with. I have built up to about 20, and that's plenty for me. Follow this up with a wonderful spinal exercise which relaxes the muscles that may have been tensed in push-ups. I learned this from a lady, actually she was no lady, and I'm not kidding, who had learned it at a yogi class. You pretend you're a cat and just woke up. It's good for the sacroiliac and the lumbar region. Now here, an elephant punching exercise, good for the thorax. This one also imitates a chiropractic maneuver. It's a self-administered chiropractic maneuver. Again, I've just learned it and I do it more gently than he does it. Now weights. These are simple stretching exercises, this time done on the back. This is my invention and I'm quite proud of it. Don Oliphant told me that an exercise that I used to do, simply lifting both feet together off the floor, could be bad for the back. He said, lift one leg at a time. So I invented this cross crawl with weights. Dr. Dennison, meet Dr. Oliphant. My body forms an X. Think of the letter X as you do it. Think of the letter X as an EK exercise all by itself. Notice that both my legs and my hands cross the midline. I'm also proud of this one. Here I combine first an effort of toe touching, then an EK exercise known as the rocker. The sacrum is stimulated, as are the spinal fluids and the brain at the other end of the spinal column. Now, another exercise from the yogi lady. I gently lift my vertebra. Imagine a ball about the size of a softball slowly rolling up under your spine, and you lift your vertebrae one by one. And then finally, in a kind of upside down push-up, lift the whole body off the ground, and then slowly back down. You should spend a certain amount of your time upside down and reverse the forces of gravity. While upside down, I do this V exercise and then I ride an imaginary bicycle. And then I used to roll right to my feet, but I see I can't quite do this anymore. Too fat. This is a contemplative exercise, hookups it's called. I'm forming an 8 with my body, if you look at it closely. You hold this position for a minute or so. It relieves stress and is a useful thing to do if agitated or depressed. It helps balance.